making ghee today. We're taking 4 pounds of butter, placing it in a pan over medium heat. We're going to leave it for about 45 minutes to an hour until the color is golden brown. We are going to watch for bubbles to form after it melts, and once that happens, we're going to turn the heat down until we just barely see bubbles coming up. We're going to watch for the foam, and we're not going to remove the foam. We're just going to let it go, and eventually it'll drop to the bottom as a solid, and we will have shelf-stable, wonderful ghee. It's melting and foaming. We'll keep you posted along the way. Our ghee process at the end of 10 minutes on a medium heat. There we go. Medium setting. And you can see it has a lot of foam on top. And we're just going to let it go. But you'll see underneath. Look at the color now. And then I'm going to show you the color later on. We're going to set it for another 10 minutes and show you what it looks like then. Well, guys, at 15 minutes, we got mega bubbles. It almost let it boil over. Anyway, we're turning it down from medium to very, very low, and we'll check it in about 5 minutes and see if we need to turn it down some more. But here's what it looks like at about 15 minutes, and there's the color. See in 5. 5 minutes later, and this is just about where we want to see the bubbles forming, but it's a little too much in my opinion, so I'm going to turn it down just another notch and let it go and check it again in 5. Okay, another 5 minutes has gone by, and we're seeing just 1 or 2 little bubbles right in the center. I don't know if you can see that or not. See just those little tiny bubbles coming up, and I'll move some of the foam, and maybe you can see it a little bit better. Just see it slightly rolling and tumbling there, just a little. That's exactly what I want to see. And see, it's getting darker and more golden. Just can't wait for you to see the end result. Back to you in another 5. Well, it's not 5 minutes later. It's more like 20 minutes later. I forgot to put my do not disturb on and received a phone call and got sidetracked on that. But nevertheless, our ghee is still moving along, and we're at about 55 minutes, and you can see it's starting to get golder and golder. And this is going to take a little longer than usual, unknown to me why, but we're going to go another 20 minutes, which is going to make it an hour and 15 minutes until we get a dark golden brown. Show you then. Well, it's another 20 minutes on the clock. That's about an hour and 15 minutes, and it is beautifully golden. I'd like it to lean a little more to the brown side of golden, so I'm going to leave it for another 20 minutes. Ghee is ready. Just look at that. And notice how the foam has begun to brown on the top. And look at that. How clear. It's no longer murky. And you can see on the bottom, the solids are falling to the bottom and have all been removed from the butter that we put in there. And we're going to strain it through some cheesecloth into some jars after it's cooled for just a moment. And we'll show you how that looks. We're ladling it from the pot into the jar. Just like that. And there's what it's looking like in the jar. And we'll show you when it's full. Well, this is the solids from the butter that's accumulated in the cheesecloth. as we poured into the jars. So far, we have about 2 quarts of beautiful golden ghee. This is what you can expect to see in the bottom of the pan. All of those solids dropped to the bottom and stayed there and purified the butter into this marvelous ghee. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. We have 2 quarts plus a half pint. And they're shelf stable. You can cook with it up to 482 degrees and still get that beautiful buttery flavor in your fried foods, your sauteed foods. You can add it to anything that you would put an oil that you want to have flavor added, such as cakes and cookies and bread, sweet breads. And it could go on and on and on. Just be creative, and you should try this. Everyone needs ghee on their shelf.